Hello, freak bitches.
Joseph James Rogan is an American comedian, podcast host, and mixed martial arts commentator. He has also worked as a television host and an actor. All we know him because of being a great commentator in UFC and because of his podcast Joe Rogan Experience. But do you know how did he started? James Rogan was born on the 11th of August 1967 in the American town of Newark, in the state of New Jersey. Rogan's parents divorced when he was 5 and he has not been in contact with his father since he was 7. From ages 7 to 11, the family lived in San Francisco, California, followed by a move to Gainesville, Florida, when he was 11. They settled outside Boston in Newtown, Upper Falls, Massachusetts. He began to be fond of martial arts in order to stand for himself. He began with karate, and soon the young man switched to the taekwondo, in which he began to be seriously engaged. At the age of 19, he won the tournament of Open USA Championship in featherweight and became the fourfold champion of Massachusetts. But later he had to stop the sports career because of frequent headaches. Rogan's friends at his gym and taekwondo school convinced him to have a go at stand-up comedy, as he would make jokes and do impressions to make them laugh. At 21, after 6 months preparing material and practicing his delivery, he performed his first stand-up routine on August 27, 1988, Mike Night at Stitch's Comedy Club in Boston. His blue comedy style earned him gigs at bachelor parties and strip clubs. When he was preparing his first comic program, Joe was working as a martial arts coach, a messenger of the newspaper, a limousine driver, a builder, and even a private detective. In 1994, Rogan relocated to Los Angeles, where his first national television spot followed on the MTV comedy show Half Hour Comedy Hour. Then he appeared in sitcom Hardball as Frank Valenti, a young egocentric star player on a professional baseball team. Rogan began
I'm sorry, Joe, but I can't let you do this.
Okay. Hang on there, buddy.
at the Comedy Store in the Hollywood and became a paid regular by owner Mitzi Shore. He performed at the club for the next 13 years for free and paid for the venue's new sound system. From 1995 to 1999, Rogan starred in the NBS sitcom News Radio as Joe Garelli, an electrician and handyman at shows.
I saw a pretty good movie last night. Have you seen any good movies lately?
I don't go to movies. I don't like movies. Most movies suck.
Rogan later saw acting as an easy job but grew tired of playing the same character every week and only did so for the money. Rogan began working for the mixed martial arts promotion Ultimate Fighting Championship as a backstage and post-fight interviewer. His first show took place at UFC 12 on February 7, 1997. He became interested in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 1994 after watching Royce Gracie fight at UFC 2 No Way Out and landed the position at the organization as a Sussman was friend with its co-creator and original producer Campbell McLaren. He quit after 2 years as his salary could not cover the cost of traveling to the events, which were often held in a rural location at the time. After the UFC was taken over by Zuffa in 2001, Rogan attended some events and became friends with its new president Dana White, who offered him a job as a color commentator. However, Rogan initially declined as he just wanted to go to the fights and drink. In 2002, White was able to hire Rogan for free in exchange for prime event tickets for him and his friends. After about 15 free gigs as commentator, Rogan accepted pay for the job, working alongside Mike Goldberg until the end of 2016. Rogan won the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Award for Best Television Announcer twice, and was named MMA Personality of the Year 4 times by the World MMA Awards. Initially, he declined the offer from the Fear Factor, as he thought the network would not air such a program due to its content, but Sussman convinced him to accept. Rogan later said that the main reason he accepted was to obtain observations and anecdotes for his stand-up comedy. The show increased Rogan's national exposure, which caused turnouts at his to grow.
After yelling at his wife the entire time he's sticking up for her.
He got in Joe's face.
And then he got too close to Joe.
Please.
Oh my God!
And then all of a sudden they start going at it, and I was like, all right, I gotta break this up because Joe's gonna kill him. Hey. And we have to.
The Joe Rogan Experience. In December 2009, Rogan launched a free podcast with his friend and fellow comedian Brian Redban. The first episode was recorded on December 24 and was initially a live weekly broadcast on Ustream with Rogan and Redban sitting in front of laptops bullshitting. By August 2010, the podcast was named The Joe Rogan Experience and entered the list of top 100 podcasts on iTunes, and in 2011 was picked up by Sirius XM satellite radio. The podcast features an array of guests who discuss current events, politics, philosophy, comedy, hobbies, and numerous other topics. In January 2015, the podcast was downloaded over 11 million times. By October that year, the podcast was downloaded 16 million times each month, making it one of the most popular free podcasts. On May 19, 2020, Rogan announced that he had signed a multi-year licensing deal with Spotify, worth an estimated $100 million, making it one of the largest licensing agreements in the podcast business. The deal will make the Joe Rogan Experience available on Spotify starting from September 1st, 2020 and from January 2021, exclusive on the platform. Clips from the video version will continue to be available on YouTube. Properties. UFC commentator Joe Rogan goes from cage to castle when he's not working for the fighting organization. The 52-year-old has become arguably more popular than some of the scrappers and even has his own podcast where he gets into the nitty-gritty of the sport. Joe Rogan shelled out £4 million for this wondrous property back in 2018. Waking up to views like this every day couldn't be a bad thing. This is a superb wine cellar in the California property. Joe Rogan has become one of the most well-known faces in UFC, and he's not even a fighter. The open-plan mansion is bright and airy. Having a swim in the morning would leave peaceful souls. There is plenty of room for entertaining in the 8,720 square feet property. The views from the mansion are dreamy. Rogan can enjoy life's luxuries after signing a $100 million deal with Spotify. After a hard day's interviewing, Rogan gets to relax here. There is plenty of room for the UFC commentator to invite round a few fighting buddies. As night falls, the stunning beauty of the mansion from the exterior comes out to the fore. Cars. Porsche 911 GT3. Rogan has owned a 911 996 Turbo and a Porsche 997 GT3 in the past. In his collection now sits this Porsche 911 GT3 RC worth over $300,000. From the factory, this fine German car tops out at 193 miles per hour, but Rogan took the car tuned by Sharkworks for even more power and performance. 1965 Corvette Stingray. Also sitting inside Rogan's collection in the silver 1965 Corvette Stingray, his pride and joy, he even showed off this pristine muscle car on an episode of Jay Leno's Garage. This car is worth about $125,000. Plymouth Barracuda. Dubbed Sick Fish by Rogan, this car was dreamt up by none other than Chip Foose, famed car designer. Tesla Model S. Another car owned by Rogan is one of a different kind, an electric Tesla Model S worth about $100,000. After Rogan drove the car, he described it as one of the strangest experiences I ever had behind the wheel of a car. Ford Mustang. Joe also owns the 2014 Ford Mustang powered by the 5.0-liter Toyota Y8 engine. That's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.